friends. Long time no chat. Long time no catch up. Long time no see. Long time no video. Your girl is whooped and worn and beat as hell, tired as hell from this career job. And I've had enough. So we've been spending a lot of time surfing the web, looking so we can so that's what's going on. The type of mental status you're catching me at right now is today is the last day of the pay period, and I'm currently sitting at a grand total of 93.75 hours. Now, if we pull out our handy dandy laptop calculator, aka Google, 93.75 minus 80, which would be full time, right? 40 and 40 is 80. This puts us at 13.75 hours of overtime. Do I get overtime? Yes. Is that a good thing? Yeah. However, it really doesn't make that much of a difference on the pay stub, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because more taxes are taken out because it's like making more or what the deal is, but on this paycheck, I probably would expect maybe $200 more than normal, which that's great and we're really appreciative of that. However, I don't think it's worth killing yourself over in terms of working super hard and putting in that many hours. Also, I don't really have a choice. We can't really do the whole flexing off type of situation. The only time that they'll let you leave early is if you are at almost pretty much the last day of the pay period and you don't have a deposition, or yours is done and then you can clock out early, which is what I did today. I woke up at 5:30 and I left my house at 6:15-ish, and it was a 2.5 hour drive. So today I've already driven 5 hours total, and then my job tomorrow is the exact same location. So I'm gonna drive another 5 hours. So just driving 10 hours in 2 days is wacky doodle. I'm just very tired. So that's the complaining portion of this video. And again, we're doing everything we can. But it takes time. And I guess just making this video to advocate and validate those of you out there that are also in a very difficult work situation where you're trying to get the fuck out of there respectfully. And it's hard, and if most of us cannot afford to just quit on a whim and not have employment already lined up, so obviously that means we got to wait until the right opportunity comes along, until it all pans out and works out, and then we can make our money moves and leave. So also, I understand this angle is not flattering, but what are we gonna do? All good. So anyways, sorry to bring you all down with that energetic frequency. That is a major portion of why I've not been filming, because I just don't have physical energy to do that and do really anything during the week that's enjoyable. And the thing is, I am being self-aware that this type of setting is, very physically, emotionally demanding, exhausting, and the type of treatment is not really great. So coaching moment, teaching moment is whenever you recognize that something is going downwards, like a downward spiral, and you might try to change your attitude or be positive or kind of get through it, but if the core problem is never going to be fixed, and it can't be fixed because of the organization that you're surrounding yourself with or the people you're surrounding yourself with, if that's the case for you, if that issue cannot be fixed, the only option is for you to remove yourself from the situation. So to give yourself grace in the situation, to not be too hard on yourself, to not punish yourself or be frustrated with yourself for not having energy to get things done. Because if you are so worn out and overworked and overwhelmed, even if you want to be the most positive, like, we're going to turn our life around and like make the best of it type of person, there comes a point where you're just physically like, you just can't anymore, you know? So that's kind of where I'm sitting at currently, and it is not making me a version of myself that I really like. So as you can tell, energetically, I seem tense, I seem kind of mean, I seem like short-tempered, maybe. I just don't really seem like myself. And I know that this is something that's not going to be changed, so I gotta go, you know? So don't be afraid to, you know, update the resume. Don't be afraid to just start applying for stuff. Like, it takes time. Like, any job that I've ever had and I've left, like, it takes a minute to kind of figure out what can I do realistically, what should I be applying for, and then of course the process of if they reach out to you and you are lucky enough to get an interview, then that takes time too. So just have grace for yourself in that season and having patience and understand that something will happen. But it's just to validate you all that it is very, like, it feels hopeless a lot of the times, or it feels discouraging and very exhausting, putting in all this effort to try to, you know, create a better, healthier environment for yourself, or a better schedule, or a better kind of situation set up for yourself, or better pay, that it just takes time. I don't remember what I was saying like right before that. I don't think I really communicated that thought properly, but that is what y'all are getting currently, is this presentation. Don't love it. I feel like I am a free spirit person who likes to feel like I have freedom to express myself, be myself, like kind of float and like go as I please. And I think the current role that I'm in has really pushed me to the edge of not really feeling like I have any control at all over my circumstances. And I feel like I've become a person, especially during the week, Monday through Friday, just someone that I just don't recognize. And like that free spirit, like, I like to be peaceful, I like to be passionate and creative and just like have energy at the end of the day to like do things that I want to do, but I don't feel that I have that. So I don't really know. I don't know. So we are going to do 8 minutes into this almost a small Q&A, because I did post something on my community tab and I got a few responses from it. So I'm going to go over those, but it's kind of relevant, I guess, because one of the questions is, what's your dream job? And my dream job, to be real, is not, it's not really a lazy answer to say is not working, because that's not necessarily true. Like, I think I would like to cultivate a healing center at one point. That's kind of my overarching, like, long-term kind of goal whenever I'm like older, I feel, is to create a healing center, design a place where people can come to relax, people can come to connect with one another, connect with themselves, find community, basically a hub and a spot for a bunch of different activities and expressions for people to explore, and kind of basing on healing arts and healing modalities, like having an art gallery type setting with local artists that can come and like showcase their work and create different themed shows and exhibits and different workshops, like art workshops and stuff like that. And then a little gift shop where people can sell their own stuff and kind of connect, and basically just creating an kind of like an event space essentially, but just like a community center, but cool. And other modalities, like having yoga classes and workshops, and having sound baths and sound healing, and a spa, maybe a hair salon, just kind of like hosting and creating a home for all, and kind of creating that infrastructure to make it happen. Like, that's kind of my dream job, but I feel that that is extremely far in the distance, and I don't quite know how that's going to come about in my life. And it's not like I'm just going to wake up one day and like have all that, So I'm sure there's going to be lots of different steps and seasons in my life before I get to that point, but I do see myself kind of doing that. So that would be my dream job. But other than that, I don't dream of labor. I don't dream of work. I really would love to be a mom and have a family, raise a family, have an amazing husband, have an amazing old historic home, on some land, have some animals, that kind of vibe, have a garden, a greenhouse, just having space to create and play and activities and just like cultivate an energy. So for me, like home and spaces are very important. So that also kind of ties into the job as well, I guess, would be like creating my dream life as a job. And of course, documenting it too, because as much as I take so many YouTube breaks, I still really like the concept of archiving and having a record of my life. And it just is fun to make in any form in that capacity, even just like a little Instagram post with a caption that, and like a song that it all kind of blends and goes together, and I just like post it. Like for me, that's fun and that's creative and expressive for me on a very small scale. But I think as I'm doing all these different things and going through these different life phases, I hope to get in a space where I can have actual energy to create and to put myself in a really good space where I have the capacity to do that in the way that I would want to, but I just don't feel like I have that right now. Dream date. Oh, I'm skipping over some questions. What qualities would your ideal romantic partner have? Also, this is my girl Lexi that asked these questions. Love her. She's my soul sister, bestie, and we met through YouTube years ago. I think it was like maybe around the pandemic, maybe a little bit before. I don't remember the exact day, but definitely at least like 4 years of friendship. Love you, girl. So, also, I need to sniffle, but it's gonna be loud. Hold on. Wait. Because sometimes whenever I pause it, I fuck it up and I don't want to edit it, so maybe just ignore me. Did I cover up my sniffle? We'll see. Did it even work? Maybe not. Okay. What qualities would your ideal just married? Also, here's all my stickers. I've showed this before on my channel, but it's been a very long time since anyone has seen this. But these are my stickies. This one says, things don't get better, just different. Facts. You can't kill me in a way that matters. You can't kill me in a way that matters. Memento Mori. And then this is a song by I think it's a band called Brand New. Unless I'm fucking up and it's not Brand New, but I'm pretty sure it's Brand New. And this is a sticker from an artist on Instagram. I think her name is Gash Mother, Gash Mother. But she sells zines, little mini book publications on Etsy. So, and I ordered one of her things that came with that. So, painted black. Anyways, okay. What qualities would your ideal partner have? So I feel like there are a lot of different types of people that I could be happy with, but I also don't know what is like best or like ultimate. So sometimes it's hard to answer questions like that. But I want someone that is kind of a good balance of soft, but also strong and like compelling and confident. I want someone that is very nurturing and kind and cares about animals, cares about other people, and is just very, it's like sweet. And oftentimes I don't really find that quality in like very masculine men. So I feel like I tend to go for men that are a little bit more tapped into their feminine energy in some capacity. So that is kind of my historic pattern, but who knows, maybe there will be like a crazy manly man that is actually that. But I just feel like I really like someone that is a little bit artsy or expressive in some capacity or has certain passions. Like I'm definitely not going to end up with someone that's like obsessed with football and like that's all they care about, or just very like one-dimensional plain people in that capacity. Like I like people that like feel really deeply, are passionate about things, and are skilled in some area. I feel like intelligence is a really big one. I find it very sexy, hot, attractive whenever someone has like pursued higher education in some capacity, like beyond a bachelor's degree. Like I know you can't really discriminate and it's fine, like if I end up with someone that's not that, but like I'm very into attorneys, lawyers. I mean, I work in that industry, but just someone that like went the extra mile to like, you know, learn a lot. And it's just very attractive to see someone that has worked really hard in their career. But I feel like a lot of these qualities don't necessarily like work together. And then another one would be someone that's outdoorsy and into like just someone you can trust. Like I've gone for like Eagle Scout boys before, like one, and it was really nice because being with that type of person, they know so much about survival, and like I just felt very comfortable that like any challenge that came up, I would feel good with this person. So someone that also that just has like a sense for the outdoors and like common sense and just like smart about everything, if that makes sense. Is that Tucker? Teddy, it's okay. Oh, do you hear him? He ate too much food. Like I gave it to him all at once instead of giving him little portions. So he's just like kind of like hacking like, but he'll be okay. He does that. And he already got his medicine, so he'll be fine. But that's what he's doing in that room. I'm sorry, puppy. He's gonna be okay. Not me choking. Not me choking. Anyways, I feel like those are very different things. Also, maybe someone that's handy, like could fix something in my car that's fucked up, or like if something is wrong in the house, like a plumbing thing or like an electricity thing, or maybe they just are good with woodworking or just some skill. I find that those qualities don't really overlap. Maybe it does somewhere, and my man's out there somewhere, but like someone that's like both soft, comforting, sweet to be around, gentle, has a gentle side, but also is like build shit, and also is like an attorney or like in med school in some capacity, or like something, or like a PhD, or you know what I mean? Like those don't really go together. Those are very separate things. There's like outdoorsy guys, and then there's like, you know, mechanic outdoorsy guys, like more into that type stuff. And then you've got like highly educated, like really pristine suit guy, but like he doesn't know how to fucking fix shit. And then you've got the artsy boys, very, you know, cool fashion, cool energy, but like they're broke as hell or don't have aspirations, but they're very creative and expressive, and I feel very energetically drawn to them, but like they can't be in a home, build a home, like build a family. Like they just don't give that vibe. So like I said a million times, they don't really mix together. So I am unsure is the answer, I guess. Dream date. I don't really go on too many dates. That's a hard one. And I don't know if like dream would be a good word for me to like conceptualize, because I can't really think of what my dream date would be. But I just think being outside, I don't like stuff that's inside. It makes me feel trapped. I think just like sitting outside on a quilt, on a blanket, going on a walk, just like chit-chatting, casual. Definitely not in the summertime. I would definitely say like fall, end of fall, mid-fall would definitely be the kind of season of the date that I'd really like. These things aren't like first dates, but like a little cabin weekend type trip, like that'd be a fun little date. But obviously you can't just like do that with someone that you just met, so that's not really the vibe. But I feel like something more like that, like just chilling on a porch looking at the mountains, like drinking coffee together or something, like would love that. But obviously that's not a first date. So, and then if you could redo one thing from your past, what would it be? And that instantly something does come to mind for me, and it is my group of friends from college. That's my biggest regret. Like I really don't regret too much. Well, actually, I regret hooking up with this one man that was like traumatizing to me. Disgusting. So I would definitely not get involved with that man, which I'm sure a lot of us can probably say the same. for certain partners that they've been with, or just like a one night stand type of person that you're like, ooh, why did I do that? Like that was not right. Other than that, I would say the friends in college, the sorority girls, because they are all in their lives right now where I wish I was. And part of me regrets and wonders, well, if I would have stayed in that friend group, would I have had a different outcome by now? So I know you can't really you can have regrets, but that's one thing that I really miss, because they were all so great to me and so like welcoming and inviting, and I feel like they would have like held me with open arms type of thing, but at the time I just really didn't know how to process people being supportive of me, and I was very much a lone wolf and pushed everybody away, and I still do that to this day. I do struggle with friendships still. But definitely with those girls, I've reached out and tried to reconnect, and there's been some steps to reconnect and stuff, but there hasn't been any like concrete plans set. But also, like, sis has a baby and she's got her whole stuff and like just got married, so like I understand like she's busy and everything, but it's just like a light regret that comes up every once in a while where I'm like, dang, like I really wish I would have stuck with them and spent more time with them in college rather than being alone or spending all of my time with my boyfriend in college. We didn't end up together. Not that that would have mattered. Like if we did end up together, that's not really a good reason to like cut off all your friends. But I did, like I kind of wish I would have leaned more into the sorority thing at the time, but I ended up dropping out and like not staying in the sorority. I stayed in college, but I didn't stay in the sorority. I dropped out of the sorority my junior year. But sometimes I just wonder, like, would that have changed my path at all? So that's kind of a regret. Or like redo, if you could redo one thing from your past. It's not, I was spinning that to regrets, but that's kind of what I would redo, is being more present with the friends and allowing people to love me and accept me and not feel so outcasted whenever they were never outcasting me to begin with. That was like in my own head. So I would redo how I approached that friendship. Next question is, what is your favorite song of all time? I actually didn't read these right before. I read them obviously whenever the comment came in, but I haven't read them or pre-prepared before I started this, so I didn't plan any favorite song of all time. Honestly, I was listening to One Direction today, kind of popped off. I've also been listening to old music in general, so I guess that's kind of an interesting thing. But Mac Miller, The Spins, I'm not saying that's like my all-time favorite song, like ever, but just like kind of that energy is really good and pick me up, and that's just one that'll, I feel like, will always be good no matter what time in life it is. I feel like a timeless song, you know? And we'll just go with that for now. The Spins by Mac Miller, and then Empire of the Sun. And what or who inspired you to start doing ASMR? I don't remember who I was watching around the time that I started my channel. I think Ting Ting ASMR was one, and I'm trying to think of who else. I don't know, like I wasn't really super severely into any particular creator. Maybe like Frivolous Fox, maybe GB a little bit, but I didn't really get into niche creators until later on. I think I started off with a regular YouTube channel where it was not ASMR and I was just talking and making like fashion videos and just different things like that. And I did tarot readings, I did little like music video-ish type stuff, I guess, like projects from school, which would be videography projects from art school. I'd post some of those there. I started out with that YouTube channel, and then I think during the pandemic or before the pandemic a little bit, it might have been like 2019 that I started my ASMR channel. I think I just wanted a creative outlet. I don't know if it was necessarily somebody in particular, but I think I just really wanted to have an additional creative outlet, and it was really fun at the time and relaxing, and I was able to build community through that and friends through that, and that was a really wonderful gift at the time. And kind of just growing my channel alongside with other peers in the ASMR community, like Lori Latte ASMR, Leah's ASMR, like Lullaby Leah's ASMR, I think is her channel name, and then Krista ASMR. just those girls. It was really nice connecting with them back then and just like chit-chatting and supporting each other and doing little shout outs. And then Alyssa Jordan ASMR was another one. So I think it was just like inspiring collectively. And like once my channel started to grow like a tiny little bit, even like 100 subscribers, like it was just really exciting to have that and like grow with people. So I think they kind of inspired me too, like my peers. I think we all were like rooting for each other to get to like 1K and then, you know, beyond and all those milestones and stuff. Do you get angry easily? No, I don't. I feel like I get hurt easily or like offended, or I take things personal very easily, but I definitely don't get angry easily. It takes a lot for me to get actually angry to the point of like snapping or like popping off. I feel like honestly work, like in the beginning of the video where I'm like, that to me is angry, like just kind of like a bitchy tone, just kind of complainy, like just like, to me, that's like angry. Whenever I feel like something is not just and something is not fair or not like how it should be, I do get upset. So that would be more like probably frustration. Or if I don't like the way someone's handling a situation, that frustrates me too. But in terms of like actual anger, I don't think I really deal with that so much. Oh, and then the next question, do you get offended easily? Yes, I do. I didn't even read that one before answering that, but yeah, I do get offended pretty easily, which is not a good quality, to be honest. I think it's not so much like, what would an example be of someone like offending somebody, like saying something like rude or like what? Okay, let me just look. I know that sounds really stupid in elementary, but what does it mean to be offended? Resentful or annoyed, result of a perceived insult. Yeah, I would say so, to be honest. Like, I just get my feelings hurt very easily. So I would say, yeah. I'll just translate offended to getting my feelings hurt easily because, yeah. I don't really know how to get thicker skin, to be real. And I don't know if I need thicker skin. I think maybe it's fine in my empathic nature of just feeling it all is just the way of the game. But that is it for the questions. I appreciate you guys so much, Brandon and Lexi, for asking some lovely questions. And again, I apologize for complaining in the beginning of the video. I think that's another thing that I have learned is if you realize and you recognize a pattern where like you're complaining very much in one area, it's not fair to yourself and it's not fair to others around you to stay in that situation that you're continually complaining about, because if you're not doing anything to change it and you're just like putting yourself through that and putting others through that, it's not really fair to people around you or yourself. So I think to take actionable steps to get yourself out of whatever situation, toxic setting it is that is making you complain all the time, to do everything you can to get out, because it's better for you and it's better for others around you. So that's the lesson of the day. That's my updates, and that's the Q&A. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to film a video soon. I've been meaning to for like months, but making a fiber art collection video, which would just be me showing all my different quilts and all my different projects from school, art school that I worked on in terms of fiber, and just do like a show and tell type of video. So that's definitely something I want to do. And that's it for now, to be honest. I've been doing quilting on the weekends, but honestly, guys, like I'm really just trying to get myself out of the toxic situation that I'm currently in, because I feel like I don't have energy to create, and that is very suppressing for me. I do like to express myself, and whenever I feel like I can't express myself, I don't feel well. So that is it for now. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here still through all these crazy ups and downs and seasons. And also thank you for, I just went on my YouTube and saw that I got like 10 more subscribers recently. I feel like I've hit a point where it's not really growing too much anymore, which given I don't really put in a ton of effort towards it anyways, but I appreciate the new 11 people in the past 28 days, according to my analytics over here, for joining the fam. We are getting close to 2K theoretically, and we'll see if that happens. I'd love for that to happen. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Oh yeah, I also started going to the gym a little bit, like once a week again. Oh my god, we're trying, guys. It's hard, but we are doing our best. We are keeping, like, literally this is the season of survival, keeping our head above water, and that's valid too. I am taking as many steps as I can to improve so I can be in a better headspace to create and become light again. That's it. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Comment anything you feel you would like to comment. Okay, goodbye.